Hey guys, how you doing? Looks like you're talking already. Let's see. Cali girl's here. 2 weeks old. Ugh, I'm missing some earlier comments here. Let's see. Cali girl has 5 Christmas trees. All right, Cali girl. What, you've only been a member of that MLM for 3 days and look at you already. I'm not sure which case the McNabb case is, you guys. Is that the one where the father had all sorts of weird forehead tattoos and stuff? Yes, M. MM fell asleep once. Okay, I have a little something for you to listen to. It's very short. Here it is.
Mensah, just leave people alone who have experienced unspeakable tragedy and leave Shanann and her kids alone. Do you believe that anything good is going to come to you from this? Why'd your channel get shut down so many times? Someone must agree that what you're doing is very wrong. You are really something, Brenda. Seek help. Reopen case, click date. You bunch of sick, delusional ladies. Get help for yourselves.
So there you have it, everybody. You're a bunch of sick, delusional ladies, so get help for yourself. Well, this is what I think. I think that if somebody has COVID, that they should probably not worry about hopping online to do a live chat. That's just my opinion. I went ahead and posted during the marathon live chat a message, a comment to her husband saying, get her off of the live chat. She should be getting help, right? If she's sick, get her off of the live chat. But then I got to thinking, every once in a while we use a little common sense and a little bit of logic and reason, right? Why would somebody who is saying that they're so sick, why are they on a live chat to begin with? And then if you flip around to the different channels, you see channel creator after channel creator who is claiming to have, well, there's one in particular who says her blood pressure is terribly high. And evidently her high blood pressure is caused by all of the YouTube drama. Well, if that's the case, then maybe you shouldn't be doing a live chat. If you are sick, please off the internet. And if you're a bully, please don't make videos accusing other people of being bullies. That's not a good look. Logic and reason would dictate that if she's sick, she shouldn't be online. Just like the other channel creator, if her blood pressure is dangerously high, what is she doing on YouTube? So then you begin to wonder, what's real and what's scripted? When we've been lied to so many times, then how do we know what to believe anymore?
Hi everyone, it's Carolyn from True Crime Chat with Mommy Ramblings, and I'm here because I'm going to do a reaction to Miss Mensah, who's now Mrs. Justice with True Crime or something, some bogus name, because she has to keep recreating new channels because she keeps getting taken down because she's slandering victims. And so instead of maybe, I don't know, maybe taking a inventory of yourself, Miss Lovely Mensah, you just keep creating new channels and keep doing the same thing over and over again, which is the definition of insanity. And now to top that off, you guys were both definitely listening, I suppose, to one of my lives from, what was it, Tuesday? I think it was Tuesday or Monday with Trish from Web Sleuths, where we talked about Cindy Watts's just absolutely horrifying abuse of the victim's impact statement. And so then someone got the bright idea, even though we both mentioned that Cindy should just be quiet and have mentioned that over and over again. Trish even mentioned something about one of the shooters in the Columbine massacre, how their mother wrote a book and didn't do the things that you've done, but instead of staying quiet, Cindy has to resurface again. And the entire interview, if you want to call it, is filled with delusion. And it's not unlike that we see on YouTube. Have you ever seen a creator go off on a rant and they're like, I never do this, and then they do it in the next sentence. I don't do that. And you're like, does this person not see them? Well, Cindy has real problems with that, and I'm going to go over this. Cindy, let me give you a few pointers, because one thing I am, Cindy, is consistent, and people have always said that about me. If you go back to, I think I gave you a little tough love advice, whatever you want to call it, in one of my videos, maybe a year, 14 months ago. And you could go back and probably see it's going to be much of the same. Telling you that maybe you should stay quiet, telling you that going on and slandering the woman the pregnant woman that your husband murdered, well, it might not be the best decision, right?
Isn't that interesting? She's telling Cindy Watts to be quiet. She's telling thousands of people that I've had multiple channels shut down. She's claiming that Cindy Watts and I surely must have watched one of her stupid videos.
Maybe you should stop it, but you just can't. You cannot help yourself. You can't, Cindy. Something is really, really wrong with you. So, boy, and it's a shame that your family doesn't tell you that this is insane. So what are we to believe now? You want to be in the spotlight still? You want to come out and clear your son's name? And if that sounds as absurd to you as it does to me, well, then you haven't met Miss Mensah. And don't let that Mensah make you even think of the Mensah organization. No. Once you listen to this woman, Brenda, I believe it's her name, speak, you'll realize that it has nothing to do with that organization, okay? So Brenda has done nothing in the last 18 months but slander Shanann, her family, not even recognize Nico. And now she started, I don't know, what is this channel, Miss Mensah? Is this your 6th channel, your 7th, your 8th, your 9th, because they keep getting shut down? I've lost track.
Notice how easy it is for her to lie. What is this, your 6th channel, your 7th, your 8th, your 9th? I don't know, I've lost count. Really? Wow, she lies pretty easily.
I lost track. And the only reason your video was brought to my attention is one of my community members was appalled by it. Because I know the videos you make. I don't listen to them. I don't care. But having this woman on there, I just said, no, she's not going to do it again. Did she learn her lesson? No, she didn't. Cindy, I'm talking about. But, well, Mensah, what she's doing is saying that Chris didn't kill the children. She's back to square one.
There's another lie. Because when she made that video, the statement that I repeatedly made was that, in my opinion, it is possible that Christopher Watts may have been telling the truth when he said that he did not murder his children. So, of course, what should we call her? The liar? The liar saying that I was saying at that time that he didn't kill his children. Well, no, I didn't. No, I didn't. Maybe if she was a member of Mensah, she wouldn't have such a problem with comprehension.
She's trying to say that the death penalty is what made him plea. Well, we know that's not the...
That's another lie. We're not the ones saying that the death penalty was what made him plea. That's what we were told, and we're the ones saying that's bullshit. But of course, the liar evidently doesn't care about the truth, right?
Case, and if you knew this case and you knew the Discovery Mensah, the real truth, facts in black.
Oh, she's saying that if you knew the case, Mensah, the truth. Oh, but wait, we're never going to know the truth, right? Because they don't tell people like us.
Black and white, you would see how absurd you are. Okay. The next thing that I want to discuss, because I'm being accused of it through Mensah, as well as anyone that's an advocate for victims, especially Shanann, is where we're being accused of it. They've nicknamed us shiners.
This is another lie. How many times? Somebody count the lies. We're just a couple minutes into her video, and there's one lie after another. We did not come up with the term shiners. The shiners did. We just laughed at it.
Okay. So that comes from Shine Like Shanann, and I'm proud to be called a shiner. So you're not insulting me there. So you can keep saying that name with shiners. It doesn't bother me because you couldn't be one.
Oh, it doesn't bother her because I couldn't be a shiner. You're damn right I couldn't be a shiner. But let me tell you something that is bothersome about their little Shine Like Shanann bullshit. There was an actual nurse named Shannon who passed away in her early 20s. And her family does hold a successful fundraiser every year in her name. And then they give any funds raised in the form of scholarships to other nursing students. That does bother me, that there is an actual family who lost their daughter too early, who for many years before the case of Christopher Watts landed on the planet, had the slogan, "Shine Like Shannon." Yeah, that is bothersome, I think.
Do you know why you couldn't be a shiner? Because you could not shine the shoes of Shanann Rusak.
I think it's interesting that people are using a different name for Christopher Watts' wife. I don't think they're familiar with how that works. Carolyn or Caroline or whatever her name is, Carolyn we'll call her, says that I couldn't shine the shoes of Christopher Watts' wife? What? Really? This is part of the propaganda, folks. This was about 18 months after the tragedy occurred. In my opinion, it's nothing but a script.
Not Watts. Though you looked to throw that name in there, didn't you? Those children don't have the Watts name on their gravestone.
Oh, notice that. She's upset because we actually call them by their name.
You just only recognized Bella and Cece, didn't recognize Shanann or Nico, and then threw up that big Watts name all by itself, right?
We only recognize Bella and Cece. We do recognize Bella and Cece. And isn't it sad that we seem to be the only channel that does focus on what poor little Bella and Cece suffered through?
You can do that, doesn't make it so, right? Anyway, you couldn't shine Shanann's shoes, not even the bottom, not even the soles of her shoes are you good enough to shine those. So yeah, call me a shiner. That's a compliment. That's a compliment. And but what you said there, oh, the only reason we're on YouTube, that's funny because I was on since 2012, and you know what? Unlike you, sweetheart, I didn't have to start 56 channels.
Now the liar says that I've had to start 56 channels. She is telling thousands of people her lies. And if you think it's just harmless, you're wrong. Because her little followers follow her lead.
Because I was slandering victims, no. But anyway, I digress. So, let's see. You said that the only reason us shiners are on YouTube is because we're being paid. And what are we being paid for, Miss Mensah?
Another lie. I've never said the only reason she's on YouTube is because she's being paid.
Well, we're being paid for harassing you. We're being paid for going after you to stop you from saying the truth. Yeah, that's what, you know what? Since you know that, maybe you could help me out. I don't know whether we were supposed to get direct deposit, if it was going through PayPal or they were mailing a check, but
And now she's joking about whether or not the scumbag attackers actually get paid, when my statements have been from the start that they're recruited and some of them are being paid. And if you doubt that, just keep your eye on the super chats.
I have not received any payment for being a victim's advocate. So I don't know.
She's a victim's advocate? Really?
Are you saying I'm supposed to be? That someone is going to be paying me for standing up and doing the right thing? Is that what you're saying? Someone
standing up and doing the right thing? Bashing Cindy Watts? Bashing me? Really? Promoting hatred against two women who she's never even spoken with? Really?
should be sending a check because I'm standing up and doing the right thing. Okay, so why don't you let me know who that is? Because, I mean, maybe am I the only one not getting the check? I don't know. But
I just want to comment, in my opinion, her acting skills really suck.
You're way off base here. You know, Ms. Mensah, I know that it might seem a bizarre concept for you, but you know, there are people that do stand up and do the right thing, and there are people that stand up for justice. And the irony is, your name is Miss Justice or Mrs. Justice or whoever.
Yeah, it's ironic, isn't it? We're the one channel that focuses on poor little Bella and Cece and what they suffered through. Isn't it ironic that the scumbag attackers want to pretend that we're the ones who are bashing others? So here's the deal. Take a look at the drama that's going on right now with those channels that have been active in the last 3 years in attacking innocent people on YouTube. They're exposing themselves, you guys. They are exposing themselves. They are organized. They are connected. And many of them do use scripts. Have you noticed how they all have some sort of tragedy going on? They all have some sort of problem or condition, or they belong to a certain protected class. Have you noticed how they fight? Not that they're fighting, because they've all been fighting since day one, but have you noticed how they do it? They fight, fight, fight. They expose crap that who knows who created the crap they're exposing, right? With all the fake profiles and alts that they use, and the people they have lined up to do their dirty work for them. And then just when it seems like the fight's just really heating up, then all of a sudden they have tragedy strike. and everyone backs into their own little corner again. And then they come out fighting. In my opinion, it's all a distraction. I think their efforts are twofold. One, to try to frighten people into silence, to try to frighten people away from ever discussing this case. And then, of course, the second part, I think, of their agenda is to rake in as much cash as they can off of the deaths of 2 innocent children. That entire video that she put up was bashing Cindy Watts. Good point, Callie girl. I don't think flip-flops really can be shined. That's a good point. She goes on and on and on against Cindy Watts, who was a grandmother who lost 2 of her grandchildren. And she calls herself a victim advocate. Exactly right, Shrimp Cocktail. Exactly right. They're the ones who are doing all this scandalous, I almost said crap and stuff at the same time, behind the scenes, while trying to get ahead of it by accusing the people they attack of doing the very things that they are doing. You know, the Go Hump a Dog channel, in my opinion, she's pretty obvious. The Purple Witch, pretty obvious. There are many others that to me seem pretty obvious. But the one in the kitchen, well, she sits there with those scary looking dolls that look like they come from horror movies. And, you know, running off to the dollar store or running off to Michael's or wherever to do the crafts. I think channels like that one are actually the dangerous ones. The hatred that she has promoted against innocent people, including Cindy Watts, is disgusting. And again, just back up and look at the bigger picture. Why would the other channel, with the channel creator claiming that her blood pressure is dangerously high, why would she still be online? And why would the kitchen lady be online? What was it, for 7 hours, 11 hours, something ridiculous, when she's in the middle of a health challenge? Karen says it's a lifestyle channel, you know. Well, do lifestyle channels think it's a good idea to promote hatred toward other people? To victimize others, including the grandmother of 2 slain children? Yes, Kelly girl, we're all delusional. I'll see if I can find it and play it again.
Mensah, Just leave people alone who have experienced unspeakable tragedy and leave Shanann and her kids alone. Do you believe that anything good is going to come to you from this? Why'd your channel get shut down so many times? Someone must agree that what you're doing is very wrong. You are really something, Brenda. Seek help. Reopen case, click date. You bunch of sick, delusional ladies. Get help for yourselves.
That is projection at its finest. You're a bunch of sick, delusional ladies. Get help for yourself. Do you think she was paid for that little video? Or do you think she was just banking on the super chats that might follow if she could lie to her subs in the claims that she made against Cindy Watts and me both? How do you think she's making her money? I don't know. I've listened to her true crime stuff. To me, it sounds like she's just reading articles. Do you think she gets hired to do certain videos, or do you think it's just part of her shtick? You know, she isn't the only one, right? And I highly doubt that they're all working independently. I agree with you, Shrimp Cocktail. I do think that they are kindred spirits in more ways than one. I agree with you. So what is a good resolution for this problem? Is it simply discussing it and letting the scumbag attackers know that we see through their bullshit? And in the meantime, they flood YouTube with more bullshit. And speaking of bullshit, totally different topic. I'm going to topic hop here a second. There's another channel creator who is stating that she has some sort of expertise in tax preparation. And she's giving her expert opinions on another channel creator, the one with the dangerously high blood pressure. Are you guys familiar with taxes a little bit? I think most of us are. Because, you know, there's a word when you talk about taxes, it's called exemption, E-X-E-M-P, okay, exemption. Except the tax expert uses the word exception instead of exemption. Is this another example of how the scriptwriters don't know how to spell? Have you noticed how many of the channel creators lately have been offering legal advice? Exactly, Shrimp Cocktail. That's what I think too. Shrimp Cocktail says it's bigger than drama to get views. These women are pushing certain political and societal agendas, acting as quote unquote influencers. Think about the news reports that we saw on television over the last couple of years. In my opinion, what we're seeing online with these scumbag attackers are just like the people who were brought into cities by the bus load, paid something like $10 an hour, maybe $15 an hour, handed signs and shirts and water bottles, and they were told to have at it. I think the scumbag attackers are no different, except they're sitting on their asses at home. They may not be getting $10 or $15 an hour, but I think they're getting some sort of a promise, that they'll be able to build their channels. Shrimp Cocktail says that people like the kitchen lady are there to create problems so that we beg for certain laws to change. For example, free speech. And I won't try to say the other word because it's past my bedtime. I know the word. I know its definition. Sometimes I can pronounce it first try. I think that's exactly what's happening, you guys. And I think it's worth discussion. Because the parallel drama that's been happening since the case of Christopher Watts first hit the headlines is concerning. How long have they been pulling their shit? Some of the scumbag attackers have admitted that they formed their alliances in 2015 in the United States. We've been told that the alliances that have been formed over in the UK started in 2012. It looks like Canada, try as they might, got a later start. Why are there so many channel creators from Australia and from the UK who promote changing the laws in the United States? They don't even know our laws. Why are there so many channel creators from those two countries pushing so hard for our rights to be infringed? Exactly. Order out of chaos. They create the problem so that we beg for a solution. And which came first, the chicken or the egg? Three of a Kind says the thumbnail, I'm dead. That actually was a photo used with permission of its creator. Its creator was, her name is Cher, the Voices one. And I asked for her permission to use it, and she said yes. Exactly, Sapphire. Australia? We're going to take advice from Australia? The UK? We're going to take advice from the UK? I don't want to know the opinions of people from Australia or the UK about our First Amendment rights. I don't want to know their opinions about our Second Amendment rights. When I learned that in the UK, a very disturbing percentage of women who call for help after getting beat on at home are flat out ignored by law enforcement, that pretty much tells me I don't want the opinion of anybody from the UK on how to run our country. I think what they might want to do is worry about the women in their country who are reaching out for help and who are being ignored. Or if they want to throw in their opinion on our healthcare system. I'm sorry, I've heard way too many scary, strange, confusing stories coming out of those countries that they have to wait on some sort of a long list with their names on a long list to be called to try to get an appointment. And they want to advise us on our healthcare system? And the whole gun thing, don't get me started. What, they can't have a gun so they don't think we should either? M says, you guys are so right. My mind is blown. Leanne is asking the question that we do not answer, Leanne. You have to know the secret handshake to get the answer to that question. Sapphire says, I hope Jimmy does pull the plug for good. I am shocked at just the little bit of that live chat that I saw that he doesn't disconnect the Wi-Fi. I'm shocked. But then, like I said, I stepped back and wondered, I don't know, does it make sense that if somebody is so sick that they would be on a live chat? Well, I'm here to tell you, you're not delusional old ladies. No, Kelly, he doesn't want to pull the plug. Evidently, I don't know. Who knows what he wants? We rarely get to hear what he wants, right? I agree. Shrimp Cocktail says that the kitchen lady is manipulative and rotten to everyone around her. She bullies her subs into fighting her battles. And it's what I was saying earlier. Some of the scumbag attackers are pretty obvious, right? I think people like her are actually dangerous because she doesn't come right out and say, okay, everybody now go harass, right? But if you listen to that video that she posted, so full of hatred against Cindy Watts, a woman who lost her grandchildren, then what does that tell you? And if you are really bored, take a listen to her video and then take a listen to Cindy Watts' actual words. She's a flippin' liar, total liar. And I'm not talking about Cindy Watts. I'm talking about Carolyn. So she's telling thousands of people crap that is not even true at all. And how many people are just believing it? How many people are running right over to our channel then and posting terrible, hateful comments? I wonder how many of the death threats may have come from Carolyn's subs. And notice she used my first name. What's that about? Which is why I just said the name Carolyn. Evidently, she doesn't mind. Brenda, come on. Not good enough to shine Christopher Watts' wife's shoes? Really? She says a lot worse in that video. She says a lot worse. Shrimp Cocktail says that the Ramblers are the worst. And I am actually at the point where that is my opinion also. They may not appear to be at first, but pay attention. They're going after Natasha Cooper right now, big time. And, you know, Natasha Cooper has lied about me too. And she's lied about people on our channel. But you know what? At least Natasha Cooper is obvious. Just like Go Hump a Dog, just like the Purple Witch. They're obvious. The kitchen lady, not so obvious. And in my opinion, the most dangerous of all. You know, this may not affect you. This may not impact your life at all. But think about our children and our grandchildren who are inheriting YouTube. Is this what we want for future generations? You know what they remind me of? You know how when you're at church and you do the little prayer circle after band practice? And then somebody says that they want to raise whoever up in prayer? Wasn't there a joke about it one time? I'm trying to think which comedian it may have been. My first guess is that Leanne one. She's funny. I don't know. I'm not sure who the comedian was. But you know, the joke, kind of long-standing now, is that when you're raising people up in prayer and the, you know, circle prayer, everyone hold hands, circle around, and you raise people up, right? And then there's always that one in the group who wants us all to pray for so-and-so's 15-year-old daughter or 16-year-old daughter, to pray that we'll find out who the father is of her baby, or to pray for the couple, members of the church, who are going through a rough patch in their marriage, with other details also being disclosed. That's what that channel reminds me of. Kind of that veiled evilness going on. In that same video, she blasts Cindy for using the Lord's name in vain. No kidding. She's virtue signaling Cindy Watts while she herself is creating a hate-filled video promoting hatred against the grandmother of 2 murdered children. So I don't know. I'm not sure what can be done about it. You know, unlike Carolyn, I don't promote hatred. I don't try to encourage thousands of people to hate on somebody else. So I'm sure that you guys aren't going to spend all night long mass reporting her channel. And that's good, because I want better for you than for you to be spending any of your time mass reporting anybody. But something that we can do is we can discuss this problem, because awareness is key. Over and over again, we heard that we're supposed to stop discussing this case. We're supposed to stop slandering a dead woman. And there's no such thing, okay? And we will discuss this case if we want to. It's a true crime case. We can discuss it, and we can have our own opinions on what happened. But while they're yelling at us to respect the families, they're acting as if Cindy Watts isn't family. And that's pretty sick, pretty obvious, pretty weird. Respect the family. Cindy Watts is a liar. Respect the family. Cindy Watts is delusional. Respect the family. I told you to be quiet, Cindy. Who does she think she is to be telling Cindy Watts to be quiet? Hey guys, I don't know if you heard that or not, but I just heard my cell phone. It went bloop, which means I got a text, which means that my phone will be ringing in a little bit, which means that I'm going to go ahead and cut this short. But we'll pick up right where we left off, either tomorrow, maybe not Friday. I'll try really hard to do a live chat tomorrow so we can keep this discussion going, because Friday I'm pretty busy. And then we'll do another one this weekend for sure. So before my phone rings, I just want to say, number one, good night, Tomboy. And be safe, be healthy, don't forget your vitamin D, and know that you are loved